Good morning.
Oh, good afternoon. Hey, everybody. My name is Matthew Charles Cardinale. I am a member of the Non-Departmental Citizens Budget Advisory Committee, and I've been an advocate for affordable housing for about 20 years, which means since I was 14. I'm here to speak in favor of the emergency rent control measure and demand the rent freeze. The support for this is massive and extensive. In our communities, all we're hearing people talking about is the skyrocketing cost of housing. So I believe we will have rent control. It's just a matter of time. I attended Shama Sawant's emergency town hall meeting actually a year ago in April 2015. The tenants there built a movement to pass a resolution asking the state to allow Washington to allow rent control in the cities there. The level of enthusiasm and class consciousness here is equal, if not greater, I believe. We need rent control because we cannot solve this problem by throwing more money at it. When market rate has no end, no constraint, not even supply and demand. Some people won't like to hear this, but the vouchers that we're funding, the subsidies that reimburse property owners, we eat them up like grits, but they inflate our housing costs. Not addressing the real problem, not bringing the costs down, and makes the problem worse. Even inclusionary zoning is premised on using zoning incentives to reimburse property owners for their affordable units. We have to get some control on the cost issue, and that is rent control. On a related note, I wanted to share with you, in 2014, I wrote a model ordinance for something called affordable housing impact statements. And it's almost uncanny that the previous speaker said that we need to consider impact statements for health, most importantly of which is housing. I asked the clerk to distribute this to you, the 7 copies. But basically, it would require local jurisdictions to prepare and consider the impact of public policy decisions on the local housing stock. We need to get a handle on the impact of land use decisions about how to allocate federal grant dollars in terms of how affordability is defined. This model bill was adopted in Atlanta in November of last year and is currently being considered in Pittsburgh, New Orleans, and Albany, New York. I believe Multnomah County could benefit from such a policy, especially as a tool to consider potential benefits of various proposals to address our housing crisis. So I've been working with Nick Fish in the city of Portland, and I'd be happy to work with any of you all. This is actually the draft ordinance that passed in Atlanta, and I asked the clerk to distribute it to you. Thank you.
Great, thank you. We would.
Sure.
If you would talk to my staff right over here, Liz Smith Curry, about putting together something like that would be wonderful. Thank you. Next.